everyone and welcome back to my channel. Firstly, apologies for the red eyes. Aside from the fact that I'm wearing contact lenses, I just sneezed like 5 times. So my eyes gone a bit red. I am actually wearing some Fresh Look Colour Blend contact lenses in the shade grey, for those of you that might want to know. So today I'm going to be doing this makeup tutorial, and it is basically a purple eye, pink lip makeup tutorial. These are some of my favorite kind of shades. They're also the ones which are most flattering across the board for most people, and I'm using the new Sleek Force of Nature limited edition eyeshadow palette, which looks like this. And I'm also using some of the new Makeup Geek Duochrome eyeshadows on my lids, and the new Tarte Cosmetics Bling It On blush palette too. So I hope that you enjoy this tutorial. If you've got any comments, questions or anything like that, feel free to mention it below. Other than that, I hope you enjoy the tutorial. Bye. Hello. Okay, so as always, we're going to prime our eyes first using Benefit's Air Patrol BB primer, which is very good. I love it. I use it all the time, and just blend it all in so that it gives your eyeshadow a base to stick to, and so that the colours remain vibrant and don't fall down or crease during the day. And then I am using Laura Mercier's foundation primer for the same sort of reason as I mentioned for the eyes, but this is for the face, and I love using it. So using the Force of Nature eyeshadow palette and the shade, what is it called, Sunrise, that was it, and a Sigma E40 tapered blender brush, I'm just applying this as a base all over the eye. Then I'm using the shade Lightning, and I'm using a Royal & Langnickel tapered blender brush to go backwards and forwards in the crease. As we're going to be using purples, there's going to be a lot of blending, so just make sure that you blend everything out so that there are no harsh lines, slowly building up the colour. To deepen up the crease even more, I'm using the shade Twilight, and I'm using a 228 crease brush by Zoeva, which is probably one of my favourite brushes to use in the crease. And I am using this is like a deep burgundy shade. This is going to make the eyes look really deep and dark. So go backwards and forwards again, just below the other shade that you used, to create something that looks like you've been kind of punched in the eye sort of look. This is a dark purple shade called Cloudburst, and I'm using that with a Royal & Langnickel eye fluff brush to pat it all over the eye as a lid colour. But this is going to be kind of a base lid colour, if that makes sense, because I'm going to put another colour over it. And the reason I'm using a fluffy brush is because they're all different shades of purple, and you need to make sure that they blend into each other nicely. So go back in with that Zoeva brush again to brush out any harsh lines. For the brow bone, I'm going to use the shade Moonbeam and a MAC 227 fluff brush to apply it all over the brow bone. Remember, these are all matte shades again, which is why I'm going backwards and forwards, blending out any harsh lines, because they are a lot more obvious with mattes. Now I'm using the Duochrome shade by Makeup Geek called Blacklight, which is an amazing shimmery purpley blue, and I'm using the other side of that Royal & Langnickel brush that I used in the first place to apply it right in the middle of the lid, but not going above the crease, and just blending out the sides a little bit. That's why it's good to use a fluffy brush when you're trying to do a spotlight eye. Now I'm going to do my face finally, and as always I'm using my Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation and 2 pumps of this to dot it all over my face, and then I use a Real Techniques brush, I can't remember which one, I'll list it below, and blend it all in nicely. Now it's time to conceal under the eyes and to highlight as well. So I am using my Urban Decay Naked Skin Concealer in the shade Medium Neutral to not generously apply it. It's normally just one kind of application from the tube, and then my MAC Prep and Prime in the shade Light Boost to highlight the high points of my face, my chin, and all the rest as usual. Now I'm using the Smashbox Cosmetics Contour Stick Trio, and I'm using the contour stick to just kind of softly carve out my cheekbones and my nose. This is the kind of thing that I use when I don't want a heavy contour but I want to use a cream product, because obviously why not. And then I'm using the bronze stick to apply it to my forehead, because again I don't want to have something quite heavy. I know it's hard to believe that actually using cream products is what gives you more of a natural finish than using powder. And then I'm using the Makeup Addiction Cosmetics brush called the Queenie, and I'm blending everything out. This is a really thick, quite dense brush, and it's kind of too big to use on my eyes, so I like to use it on my face. So just blend everything out nicely using this brush. Now it's time to make those really weird faces. Have you noticed how many weird faces I make when I do these tutorials? I just look really strange. Anyway, I'm using a damp beauty blender to now blend out all the concealer and the highlighter, making the strange stretchy face I do, because that's the best way to get it within all the lines in your face. Then blend out the highlighter, and then blend out the forehead area as well. And then you just need to set it all, which is what I normally tend to do with my Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour palette. And I normally use those two shades under my eyes using a Real Techniques contour brush. Then of course you have to set your foundation and everything else, so I use my MAC Studio Fix powder foundation in the shade NC40, and I'm using a large powder brush. It's an F30 brush by Sigma, just to set all the areas on my face. Then I use again my Kat Von D Shade and Light contour palette, and I'm using my Sigma F40 large angled contour brush to basically just set all the areas where I applied the contour stick as well as the bronzer by Smashbox. This of course is the most important part of the entire video, applying your lip balm. Nobody wants to have crusty, strange looking lips because of all the product that has managed to get stuck to it while you're applying, you know. Anyway, now it's time to move on to the eyebrows, and I am just combing them through with a brush called the Groomer, just to get rid of any build-up of product, or basically to tidy them up. Now I'm using my Anastasia Beverly Hills Dipbrow in the shade Chocolate, and I'm using her eyebrow brush or whatever it's called, I can't remember, you know. And I am just filling my eyebrows in as I always do. I outline them from the top and then I start to fill them in from the bottom. I only apply one amount of product, if that makes sense, as in I only put my brush into the pot once to get an even application throughout on my eyebrows, and I kind of do the same thing all the time and then just neaten them up. And then I just use that same spoolie brush to comb through the product so that it looks more natural, because I don't like to put too much on my brows because I've already got quite dark and fairly full eyebrows. Now I am just setting my eyebrows with Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This keeps them in place all day and is just awesome. It's basically gel for your eyebrows. And now I am lining my eyes as I always do with my L'Oreal Superliner Perfect Slim. And I think I only just filmed one eye because it's the same process I do in every single video. I might just do a separate one on how I do it another time. So this is my eyeliner all complete and done. Yay! Now I'm using the shade Sunset, and I'm using a Royal & Langnickel Pro Pencil Blender brush, and I am applying that all over the lower lash line. Again, this is another deep purple shade. We're going very much with the whole purple theme in this look, and this is going to kind of widen up the eyes. This isn't a very dark look, it's not very smoky, but it's still kind of quite dramatic. Now I'm using my Rimmel Scandalise Kohl Kajal in the shade Black to apply it to my waterline, as I generally always do. This is the shade Phantom, which is another duochrome shade, and I'm applying it to my tear duct area with a MAC pencil brush. Again, this is to brighten up the eyes and add to the whole lovely duochrome effect. Next, apply your mascara of choice, whatever you want to use. I can't remember what I used. And this is my Eyelure Vegas Nay eyelashes in Shining Star. Apply them off camera because I'm really crap at kind of doing it. And here are the completed eyes. Now I'm using the shade Doll Face by Tarte, and I'm applying it with a I can't even talk, Max blush brush, which I will list below, to warm up the face and give it a doll-like look. And then I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Riviera and So Hollywood Illuminators, and I'm applying it with a MAC stippling brush to my cheekbones and my nose. I really like the shade this came out, like it was a mixture of the two shades, which was, you know, different because I normally only use one shade of highlighter. Now I'm lining my lips with Rimmel's Indian Pink, and I'm lining them very, very thickly, as the lipstick that I've got to wear with it is exactly the same shade, and it is Gerard Cosmetics Kiss and Tell lipstick, which is a really kind of a glossy, satiny sort of lipstick. I really love it. I like the shade, it's lovely. And here is the completed look with everything done. Hope you all enjoy. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!